Autoline Daily is brought to you by Bridgestone, passion for excellence.
Here are today's top headlines. China's car sales soar by 90%, but India surpasses China in automotive exports, and GM's board could decide on Opel today. Up next, we'll be back with the news behind the headlines. This is Autoline Daily for Tuesday, September 8th, 2009, and now a look at what's going on in the auto industry. The Wall Street Journal reports that GM's board of directors meet today and tomorrow, and we could see two big decisions. First, it will review GM's new marketing campaign for the U.S. market, and second, it will discuss the deal to sell Opel. Germany says it wants a decision before next week's Frankfurt Auto Show. But Reuters reports Germany seems to be softening its opposition to GM keeping Opel, provided GM present a better strategy plan of what it's going to do with it. But maybe they're softening because the European Union has warned Germany, the UK, and Spain, and Poland that they cannot offer aid to Opel on the contingency that it keep plants open in their countries. August passenger car sales in China grew by an eye-popping 90%. According to Bloomberg, sales reached over 850,000 units thanks to government stimulus efforts. The Chinese government says sales, including buses and trucks, could hit 12 million units for the year. But car sales in China may be surging, yet exports are slumping. Bloomberg reports that India just passed China in exports for the year. India's jump in exports were fueled by Suzuki, Hyundai, and Nissan producing many cars in the country. India has exported nearly 230,000 vehicles, while China has shipped out 165,000. Over the weekend, President Obama appointed auto czar Ron Bloom as the country's new manufacturing czar. According to the Detroit Free Press, Bloom will keep his automotive responsibilities, but he now will be in charge of formulating policies to help create manufacturing jobs in the country. We're just a few days away from the start of the Frankfurt Motor Show, and more automakers are tipping their hands as to what they'll be revealing at the event. First up, Lexus. Autoblog reports that Toyota's Platinum division has released photos of a swoopy new concept car. The LF-CH is a hybrid hatchback that looks about the same size as an Audi A3. The most prominent thing about the car is its uncharacteristically strong design. Maybe it's a bellwether of more stylish Lexuses to come. Next, in keeping with its updated C70, Volvo has released details of its refreshed C30. The Swedish hatchback gets some relatively minor tweaks inside and out. Some of the refinements include a reworked front end with a larger emblem on the grille, as well as new interior colors. Lastly, Rolls-Royce has revealed its new baby saloon, which is what they call a sedan. Too bad there's nothing baby about this ghost, which should slot in below the Phantom in the company's lineup. It rides on a gigantic 130-inch wheelbase and practically rivals the Queen Mary in length. It's powered by a 6.6-liter V12 with 563 horsepower. It should be the most affordable roller ever. Pricing hasn't been announced yet, but to paraphrase J.P. Morgan, if you have to ask. In other vehicle news, Mazda released details on its refreshed CX-7. The updated crossover goes on sale in Japan today and features freshened styling and a reworked engine for better fuel economy. Coming up next, I'll give you my styling analysis of the new Hyundai Genesis Coupe.
Changing tires out here could be dangerous, but with these tires, I don't need to worry.
Bridgestone.
The Hyundai Genesis Coupe is a good-looking design because it incorporates a number of styling elements that give it its distinctive look. I just finished test driving one, and here are my impressions of the way it looks. And of course, the first thing that we've got to talk about on the Genesis Coupe are the details in the exterior styling. One of the first things that draws your eyes to this car are these very nice 19-inch, very beautifully styled wheels with low-profile Bridgestone Potenza tires on them. And of course, they've really emphasized the fact that this car has got Brembo brakes on it with red calipers, white lettering. It really stands out. The other thing that you'll notice is that there's really an intersection of two different forms coming together in the middle of the car. The front form is mating up with the rear shape, and they've scalloped out or sculpted this very nice transition in the sheet metal that sweeps up from the door and carries through to create these haunches on the car, giving it the look of an animal almost leaping forward. And of course, this draws your eye to this dip in the rear quarter window. In fact, as you stand back and look at this, what the designers call the DLO, or the daylight opening, it creates a very interesting graphic with this dip down, which is unique to the Genesis Coupe, but you're going to start seeing this styling cue, this dip down in the rear quarter window, show up in other cars in the future. And then as you come around to the rear of the car, one of the first things that you'll notice is it has dual exhaust. And that's a little bit unusual because this is the 4-cylinder, 2.0-liter turbocharged engine, and it's kind of unusual to see a 4-cylinder car with dual exhaust and very big exhausts that are pronounced. One of the detriments of having this very sleek shape is, while you have a relatively deep trunk, very small opening. It's going to be hard to get packages into this thing. The Hyundai Genesis Coupe was designed by Joel Piaskowski, a graduate of the College for Creative Studies and a former GM designer. But he recently left Hyundai to run the California design studio for Mercedes-Benz, and we are undoubtedly going to see more of his work in the years to come. And that's it for today's top news in the global automotive industry. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.